Okay, so this is not a real video, this is just me ranting about something. See, I had those little Nano KVM devices. I had them as cubes, but they also come up in PCI Express. And what they do is they let you do USB HID, so you can simulate keyboard and mouse input, and also mount mass storage, and also have a virtual network, even though I haven't used that yet. And they're very neat. And you can also, they have an HDMI input, so you plug the HDMI output of your computer to the HDMI input, and then you can see the screen, you can control them from afar. But things sometimes go wrong before you get any HDMI output. Sometimes you boot into Linux and you just forgot the NVIDIA driver or something. You just, for some reason, you don't have HDMI output, or you want to see what happens before booting into anything. And so for that, you get serial output. And you would normally, the first things that I connected to a NanoKVM's UART, UART, I don't know if you say it UART, I just say it like that, is the MS-R1 machine, the ARM64, ARMv9 CIX machines from Minisforum. And it was delightfully easy because they have 4 UART pins. But they actually have 2 fucking UART outputs, one on each side of the PCB. So I had to like flip boxes, and as soon as I found the right output, it actually plugged into the NanoKVM UART input, and it just worked, right? Because they do 3.3 volts logic. There's like TX and RX. You just like flip TX and RX so that the transmit goes to the receive of the other one, the transmit of the other one goes to the receive of the first one, and it just kind of works. And it was wonderful. And all I had to do was like a few holes inside the chassis so that I can get three cables out, ground, TX and RX. You don't need the V because it's already powered. That was wonderful. That was great. And then I installed the PCI Express NanoKVM into those 3 4U rack mount ATX machines that I have. And the regular x86 boring, just like the 2 Asus tough gaming motherboards, and another one is a Gigabyte, whatever the fuck, micro ATX. And they have those little COM headers, like COM pins sticking out of the motherboard. And so you can get serial. So you don't get things before grub. You don't get the BIOS, unfortunately, unlike the MS-R1 machines, which have a very small BIOS, but it's still, you still get it. So that's annoying, but you still get like the bootloader, and you still get like the early stages of Linux, where it's not outputting anything on the actual console yet, but it is outputting through serial. So you get the first 5-6 seconds of boot, which could be instrumental depending on what you debug. For example, if you're making reproducible Debian 13 images that you're just kind of imaging into your machines because you want a consistent fleet. You know, if you're stupid like that. So I realized very quickly that you can't just fucking connect the pins from the serial COM port into UART because of multiple reasons. You need to have one of those little converters here, and if it reads guilty here, it's for a good reason. It's that those are shit. I got a pack of these, a pack of 5 of these. One of them went missing. I'm assuming it's just trying to escape my wrath. And the way it works is that you have this DB9, which is really DE9, but fuck the patents, I guess, which you connect into one of these cables right here. You make them kissy. I removed the header. This is supposed to be like supposed to screw it into where an extension card would go. And then on the other hand, you have this COM thingy, which you can plug into the motherboard. Now, 2 out of 3 of my motherboard have a little plastic housing, which makes it so that this little thing up here makes it impossible to put it the wrong way round. I'm having trouble getting the phone to focus on this. Come on, phone, focus. See this little plastic thing here? Makes it impossible to put it the wrong way. On one of them, you just have to look. You just have to look because pin 10 is actually missing, so you're just like counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the left, from the right. Like, does it go like this? Does it go like this? Who knows, right? You know, you put the fucking multimeter out and you measure. So everything was great. This guy actually is not powered just by being plugged in. It actually does need V. So ground goes to ground. T goes to T, actually, because this guy is already labeled flipped. Just in case you're an idiot and you don't know how to put T into R and R into T, this guy's already fucking flipped, so you have to do T to T and R for I. It's a fucking T for T, R for R. I'm not fucking kidding. And then, so ground goes to ground, obviously. And then what do you do with the fucking power, right? These guys work from 3.3 volts to 5, so they don't care. Right, if you give them 3.3 volts, they'll work. If you give them 5 volts, they'll work. So the VSys coming out of the NanoKVM, because it goes like the pin order is like something deranged. It's VSys which is SIS like system, GND for ground, then TX, RX, TX, RX, because it has 2 UART inputs. So if you put VSys in there, it'll work, and then it'll send back as a fucking logic voltage through its TX pin, which is labeled R, because fuck you, that's why. It's gonna send 5 volts back, which is gonna slowly, apparently, grind down your Nano KVM pin, because it has a destructive voltage of 3.6 volts, so that's too much. But there's a clamp diode inside, so it actually is fine, but it's not fine. So anyway, yeah, I've been talking to robots a lot, so all you people who actually deal with that on a daily basis get open season in the comments like, rah, they told you whatever. They did tell me whatever. They did tell me like, oh, just put a fucking resistor, and I ordered a bunch of resistors because I'm starting from scratch. And then you talk some more with Axol and Claude and whatever, Opus, and then they're like, wait, well, the thing with the resistors is it's not going to help with the voltage, right? It's going to help with the current. The voltage is still going to be wrong, but there's going to be less of the current, so presumably it's going to be more bearable for the actual pin. I'm like, okay, what is the actual fucking solution? And it says, well, if you want to change the voltage, you have to get one of those little regulators. Now, I don't know what exact pin it is, but it has what exact chip it is, sorry, but it has 3 pins, right? It has VIN. Can we focus on that? It has VIN. If I get out of the fucking frame, I can. VIN, ground, and V out. Well, VIN out and ground. So the way it works is you know, the ground is the same for everyone, and then you put the VSys from the Nano KVM, which is 5 volts, in VIN, and then out you get 3.3 volts, more or less, like 3.28 or whatever. And then that goes into this module, which now outputs 3.3 volts in the output. And so everything fucking works, right? I was so confident that I got the fucking shrink wrap that I had, and I put it over the entire thing. I re-crimped everything to make sure it was proper, because crimping is apparently hard to learn, especially if you got the shitty fucking tools from Amazon again. And I connect everything, and I get fucking phantom keystrokes, right? I'm typing, so you boot into Grub, you enable serial, and then you can set terminal input to console, which is what you see over HDMI, and to serial, which is what you would see over the Nano KVM serial output, which you get by SSHing into the Nano KVM and then running picocom on like dev TTYS1 and dev TTYS2. And everything works except for when you type from serial, it sends to, so let's see, so it says from the Nano KVM to this pin here, to this fucking like converter here, through this cable, into the COM header, into whatever Grub reads, and then Grub is like, oh shit, they typed an L, I have to echo an L, so they send an L back through this, all the way to the fucking converter here, to the Nano KVM. And apparently, this should not be possible, because you're able to normally run these like a lot longer with no fucking interference whatsoever. But apparently there's fucking crosstalk between the TX and the RX cables, not these, because these are like wonderfully, it's fucking strip, but like my horrible fucking cables like this. I don't know why. And then at this point I was like, wait, when I was doing the terrible fucking thing of powering those with 5 volts, and then just having 5 volt come out, and I was slowly killing my Nano KVM, but also like slowly, how slowly are we talking? Like, is it gonna die in 10 years instead of 15? Because the computer was gonna be in the bin before 10 years. But it didn't have those problems at 5 volts, right? So I went back to 5 volts, and I was like, how can we just lower the voltage of the logic pin, right? The fucking chip can operate at 5. Maybe it's a fucking cheap clone that only operates correctly at 5 volts, and they say, no, it's 3.3 is fine, but it's okay, because only fucking high school teachers buy these, and like, oh yeah, we're gonna have the fucking, you know, RS-232 fucking device to do whatever. So I had it running at 5 volts again. But as you can see, this one has a different label, dead on arrival. Because the way you do this is you can't use those fucking, the little fucking regulator, right? You can't do that, because that only works if there's someone drawing a load, because electricity is pole. So this is worthless if you're trying to do this on a logic pin. So you need instead to do a fucking voltage splitter. And this is the ugliest sin on planet Earth that you're gonna fucking see. So what you're actually seeing is ground here is the white one. There's a white wire, but there's also a light gray wire. So this is the light gray wire here. The white one is the second, like next to the purple one. So the white one goes directly into ground here, but it also goes back to this one, which is the R, the receive pin. And that one also has another resistor in series, and they're calculated like 2.2 and 4.7 kilo ohms, so that you actually get, instead of 5 volts, you get like, not 3.3 exactly, it's like 3.2 something, because it's actually not 5 volts. Like, this is a fucking, you know, coming from software, you look at the hardware and it's like, yeah, you know, plus minus 5%, plus minus 10%. I thought the fucking, like, AC power in France was 220 volts, and I asked Sol, it was like, oh yeah, it used to be 220 volts. Look at me doing my best impression of the fucking Oxide CEO. It used to be 220 volts, but in the 60s, because the UK was 240 volts, actually, the raise the tolerances to minus 10% and plus 10%, and now everybody's kind of standardized on the fucking average of 230 volts, which I know because I have smart plugs. Anyway, so you have this fucking voltage splitter here, which means this is running at 5 volts again, but it's only outputting 3 volts. And you know what it does? It works perfectly fucking fine. It's amazing. It's great. I fixed the fucking glitch with my horrible fucking soldering, which took me like 2 hours to get the fucking... The Kapton tape here is not for isolation. It's for your eyes only, okay? It's so you don't see how fucking terrifying this is. But it works, right? There's no shorts, there's no nothing. I didn't actually fry any components in there. It works unless you fucking paste something a little fast. And then it doesn't work anymore. When I type, like, interactively, it's actually great. But when I paste something, it's garbage. And you know, like, part of the reason why I did all this is because I use a lot of agents, and the agents need to be able to, like, input something into the fucking serial console. And do you think my fucking agents are gonna be waiting, you like, character by character, like, typing? No, they're gonna fucking paste whatever input they want, and then it's gonna not work. It's gonna fucking corrupt everything, and it's gonna boot into whatever the fuck. So, I fucking bought ones from Farnell that are actually, you know, actually the chip, because those, believe it or not, those are what you get when you look on Amazon France, or whatever you want to say, and you look MAX3232, because that's the chip you want if you're doing like serial, like so common serial thing to UART. It's what you want, but it's not MAX3232, it's something else. So Amazon just like silently substitutes to whatever the fuck. It's like SP2002EE or something like that, or whatever else. One of them has, and I'm not shitting you, the listing says, it says domestic MAX3232, like it's fucking sushi, like it's, oh no, sorry, it's European sushi, like we're gonna having Spanish sushi tonight. Like, no, there's only one sushi, there's only one fucking MAX3232. Even on the other fucking websites, Farnell is the only one selling. I looked at Mouser, I looked at fucking DigiKey, like actual serious. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever, I'm not gonna get Prime delivery on those guys. I've lost enough time as is. Like, Farnell is the only one selling actual legit MAX3232. It's kind of... So, of course, because it's not, you know, next day delivery, the rest of the story happens in 4 days, and I'm just gonna fucking rack these. I'm just gonna fucking, whatever, we're not gonna have cereal for 4 days. I don't care. I have other things to do. I was not supposed to spend so much time on this, but at least you get the fucking little guilty DOA, and fucking the other guy is Sinner, and I didn't label the fourth guy. And the fifth guy is still in hiding. So if you see one of those, it's running around your neighborhood, it's mine, and it's fucking dead.